So you've been bit by the real estate investing bug. You've uncovered the benefits it provides, like cash flow, tax benefits, etc. And you realize what it can do for your family, and you're ready to hit go. But you haven't talked to your wife or husband about it. Or maybe you've mentioned it and they're skeptical. So what do you do? Hi, I'm Dan, and I'm on a mission to help immigrant professionals passively grow their wealth through real estate. If you want a copy of my passive investing guide, please click down below in the description. It's not uncommon that one spouse is ahead of the other when it comes to learning or the excitement about real estate. Or maybe one spouse is very skeptical of the idea. That's actually not that uncommon. Especially being from an immigrant family, we might bring thoughts about money that perhaps our parents had that maybe we realize don't serve us very well today. But it's super important that your partner's on board, right? So how do we get aligned on this? I've got 4 tips for you today. Tip number 1 is listen. If your spouse is skeptical, is there a reason? Do you know what that reason is? If not, you should ask and listen to what they have to say. And just know that most objections actually come from a good place. They may say, for example, I just don't want to invest in real estate because it'll take time away from our family, for example. So there's something good in the background. It's just finding out what that really is. Maybe it's a misunderstanding. Passive real estate investing doesn't take a whole lot of time. It certainly won't probably take you away from your family like your spouse might think it might. Active investing certainly would, but passive investing doesn't. So if you can get to that root cause, you can really address what the issue is. Number 2, be clear on your goals together. It's so important to be on the same page from the very beginning versus just plowing ahead and fixing issues as they come up. For example, if you said, hey, honey, I just put $100,000 in a real estate syndication, they just might say, what? What are you talking about? They're not necessarily against real estate investing. They're just upset that you didn't talk about it first with them. And that just leads to trouble. Instead, get on the same page as soon as possible. And the tool to do that with is called a vision board. A vision board is simply a visual tool to help both of you share and understand your goals so that you can come up with one set of goals for the whole family. And it's not just focused on finances. It's focused on every major theme in life: relationships, health and fitness, career goals, and yes, even money. These are all areas where getting on the same page regarding your goals is so important. If you're a working professional, you've probably done some sort of goal setting for your business or for your work. Well, a vision board is the same thing, except it's done in a kind of more visual, kind of fun way. And, if setting and aligning goals for a business works and it makes sense, which is why so many businesses do it, then why wouldn't it be just as valuable for a family or for a couple? I think it would be. So how do you do a vision board? Now, I'm not going to go through how to do that because there's a whole bunch of videos on YouTube or blog posts and things that talk a lot about how to create a vision board. But I do have one big suggestion for you when you do it, is to get out of your day-to-day environment. You can both spend a weekend, say, at a hotel or an Airbnb, and just get out of the daily routine of life to be able to think through your goals clearly. For example, if you were going to do that over a weekend, say, Friday night you go to the hotel, you have dinner, a nice dinner somewhere where you kind of get excited about the next day's conversation. On, say, Saturday, you spend most of the day talking about your goals and all these different aspects of life. And then Saturday night, you have a nice dinner, kind of celebrating the work you had done. And then Sunday, you head home. This is a very doable schedule for many families and something that perhaps you can do too. It's a weekend that can help you both get aligned on not just your financial goals, but really everything in your life. If your spouse is just having a difficult time understanding what the benefits of real estate investing are in the first place, one place you might want to suggest they look is having them read the classic purple book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. The author, Robert Kiyosaki, paints a really good picture as to why being an investor is so powerful versus having just a W-2 or just being self-employed. And it's really an eye-opener for people that read it. I know it certainly was for me. And that might help you to convince them of the benefits of real estate investing. Quick break. Do you like this video? If you do, click the like button so that this video gets shared with other immigrant investors on YouTube. Now back to the video. Tip number 3 is to share your journey. If you're at the beginning stages of learning about real estate investing, involve them in the process right away. As you learn something new from a podcast or a book, share that with them. Let them know what you learned. Have them watch a YouTube video or check out an article. Just expose them to content that resonates with you. Now, you may have a spouse that's not interested in real estate investing at all, period. And that's perfectly okay. Just make the resources available to them and let them digest it on their own time. In these kinds of cases, patience is key. One shortcut way that I used to connect with my wife about real estate investing was to take her to a real estate event. So her and I went to an event at the beginning of my real estate journey that was focused on apartment investing. And she wasn't that excited about it going in, but when she got there and she saw everybody so excited about the topic and she saw other women that were like her, that were also excited, it got her excited. And so when we left, we both felt energized and excited about the opportunities. Tip number 4 is treat yourselves. What good is making money if you can't enjoy it once in a while? Share the benefits of real estate investing by maybe going on a trip or just even having a nice fancy dinner. Celebrate the success of moving forward in your real estate investing journey. Now, you may find that when you begin this discussion, your spouse isn't really motivated by money at all. Perhaps her top goals relate to spending more time with the kids or spending time with his or her parents. That's totally fine. In that case, perhaps you take the lead in the financial matters, but always include your spouse in big decisions that you're going to make. And finally, maybe your spouse doesn't want to be involved in real estate at all. Their simple support can be good enough. Real estate investing can make a big difference in your life and in the life of your family. So it's important that you approach it together. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about some of the topics I talked about in this video, you can just click at the end on one of the links that you see on the screen or click down below in the description. So thank you for checking out the Immigrant Wealth channel.